Salam everyone. My name is Kareem and I am a head coach at the FDLM Weight Loss Program. Today I have the pleasure of speaking to Mr. Mubin Khan, who is one of our clients in our weight loss program, who agreed to share his experience about the program. So Mubin, thanks for joining me today.
You're welcome. Wa alaikum salam.
So could you please tell us a bit about yourself?
Sure, I'm happy to do so. As you mentioned, my name is Mubin Khan. I live in Texas in the United States.
Okay.
And I'm a father of 4 children, married and very busy. Not only with my personal life and commitments with the kids and the family, but obviously with work as well. I currently manage the South Central region of the United States, which includes quite a book of business and requires a lot of traveling, requires a lot of time on the road, time in the air, a lot of meetings over dinners, a lot of meetings in the morning over breakfast, and of course lunches in between. And so very busy with that and trying to obviously juggle the family obligations and the time that I want to spend with my family and my children.
Awesome. Thank you. That's a better intro, better than mine. So let's go back before you joined the FDLM weight loss program. How did you first come across like FDLM?
It's a very interesting story, actually. I knew Coach Kareem that I needed to do something. What I mean by that is, when I returned, I was living abroad in Dubai for over 4 years, and I returned to the States in the summer of 2019. And when I did that, I was quite fit. I mean, eating food over there was a little bit healthier. I think, less hormone injected animals and even fruits and vegetables than it is over here. Everything is much bigger here in terms of the size of fruits, veggies, chickens, whatever you want to name it. It's much bigger here. And so your portion sizes are bigger here. I was quickly putting on weight once I returned from Dubai. And then COVID hit, and that didn't help. We became a lot more fixed to our desks. And when I moved to Texas in the summer of 22, I started this job where I was traveling a lot, as I already described, and just not really taking care of myself physically. And between returning from Dubai and right before the program, I had probably put on a good 35 pounds. And I had tried, which I've been successful at historically, taking off the weight, but obviously I would be putting back on the weight. And so it was a little bit of a yo-yo. I was on social media, just exploring some things, and I saw a post from a friend of mine who is an imam, and he went through the Fit Dad Life Mastery program. And it wasn't that he posted necessarily directly about that, but he posted a picture of himself competing in a marathon. He had, one of those numbers on him. He was a little bit muddy and ruffled up. And to see an imam posting a picture like that was quite interesting. And so I, sent him a text and I just said, "Salams, it's been a while since we connected. Is this you? What's going on?
Yes.
Is everything okay?" And so he sort of explained to me his journey and what he went through. And it was through your help and the help of Coach Adam and the program that he was able to drop a lot of weight. Obviously did a lot of reading, a lot of changing of his mindset, which I think is fundamental to the success of this program. And it was a lot of encouragement for me to initiate the call with Adam and then with you as well.
Amazing. So afterwards, of course, we had the call. You were a bit unsure what to expect from this program, and you were maybe hesitating to join, but you took a leap of faith, like they say, and alhamdulillah, we've worked together for almost 7 months. And could you please like describe or maybe tell me how was your experience working with me as your coach and also the FDLM program as a whole?
Really, Coach Kareem, it's been a great program for me. And I think the reason it's been a great program is it's been simple, it's been relatable, and it tied both some of my philosophies in a professional life to obviously our dean as well. And I think that connection is what really allowed it to resonate with me and for it to be successful for me. It's interesting. In the workplace, there's an author named Simon Sinek, and he has a book that says "Starting with Why."
I can see
and one of the
behind you.
It's right back there. It's one of my favorite, favorite books, and the reason that it's back there, along with a very, very simple book, Jeffrey Gitomer's Yes Attitude, which is just a fantastic read, and it's a very short and quick read, but it talks a little bit about attitude and mindset. So these are things that they were ingrained in me prior to even hearing about the program. And one of the first things that you and Coach Adam asked, which resonated with me, is before you start, define your purpose. What is it? Why are you doing this? What is it that you're wanting to achieve? And that really, it was easy for me. It's just, that's what I would do anyway. And so it fit right in. And I think that connection with, the dean and reminding myself, which we try to apply so many aspects of the dean in our lives, right? But we forget some of the really trust that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us in terms of our body, in terms of our physical being. And I think the reminders of that, making sure that we spend time, yes, with all of our acts of ibadah, but if we put the right intention behind it, taking care of our body is also a type of ibadah as well. And so those, bringing both those things from this side and bringing it together for me really resonated, and I think it allowed for some great things under the program. I will tell you that the daily food pictures was different for me. I've done, some of the calorie apps where you track your food and it tells you how many calories you've eaten, but I've never done anything where I had to take a picture of everything that I ate or everything that I drank throughout the day. And Coach Kareem, I wasn't the greatest at it initially. even at the end, I was still not the greatest at it, but alhamdulillah, it worked out really well. And that sense of accountability, not guilt. I want to be clear. It wasn't guilt. It was accountability that, am I really going to take a picture of this and send it to Coach Kareem? And the extra thought process of, I'm not going to do that, really, really helped a lot.
So throughout the duration we work together, obviously we work a lot on the mindset aspect of things, also nutrition. And also, I think you, as a busy guy yourself and father of 4 children, you struggle with finding time to exercise. Okay. And as you know, on this program, we don't focus on anything that's gym related. Of course, if you like going to the gym, that would be a bonus. However, we try to teach you things that you could maintain long term. And this is what happened in COVID time. When the gyms closed, most people gained weight because they haven't built a solid foundation. Okay. So obviously we're busy, like you said, but alhamdulillah, we've been able to help you manage or maybe fit in some changes in your physical activity that helped you eventually move big rocks and lose lots of weight. So I think this was a big revelation for you. Could you please tell us a bit about this experience?
Absolutely. It's also quite an amusing journey for me because we started right at the beginning of Ramadan, March of 2024. And I remember really sort of struggling with, is this the right time to start or not? Because, I mean, Ramadan is, you talk about being busy. Ramadan is the busiest month for us, right? Between work and going to the masjid and everything, and then not having energy because you don't have food throughout the day. So it's tough. One of the things that you mentioned very early on was, Mubin, you need to work on your steps, because that's part of the program, is always be moving, get more active. And when I looked at my steps, they were really, really poor. I mean, I was not moving. If I was working at home, I'd be at my desk. If I was traveling, I'd be in the car and in meetings. If I was flying somewhere, you go to the airport, you sit on a plane, and then you go on client visits. So I was not moving. And my steps when I started the program were averaging for a week under 4,000 steps a day. And I remember you telling me, Mubin, all right, let's get it up to over 6,000 steps a day. So let's start moving more. And it seemed reasonable. But even after the first week or two, I don't know if you remember, I told you, not going to be able to do it, not during Ramadan. It's just not going to happen. And you kept encouraging me, saying, hey, try your best, make more effort. And, I used to park farther away. I have to drive to go to the masjid, so I'd park farther away. I'd walk, but still, it was just nowhere close to getting my 6,000 steps on average a day. And I thought it was really a difficult thing to achieve. Yeah, for sure. But I did make a commitment to myself, to you, that, listen, once Ramadan is over, I'm going to really make sure I achieve that 6,000 steps. So it was probably mid-April. Ramadan finished, I think, around April 10th. And the next week, I was over 6,000 steps a week. And part of it, I think that, you guys didn't say, hey, you need to get to, 10,000, 15,000. It was a gradual process. And that allowed myself and probably others that have gone through the program to believe that they could do it. And that's a lot of the struggle, is you have to believe that you can achieve it, right? There needs to be some stretch element there. But if it's too much of a stretch, you're just never going to, you're never going to push yourself. So I would say that from mid-April till about the middle to end of May, so about a 5-week, 6-week journey, I was slowly seeing my steps go from that 4,000 to 6,000 to 8,000. They were really climbing. And, with your encouragement and help on really making sure I incorporated steps, the always be moving mentality, since the close to the end of May, maybe like the 4th week of May, until today, I have never averaged less than 10,000 steps a day for a week since the end of May. Alhamdulillah. So that was really a big achievement for me. I know it doesn't seem like a lot for a lot of people, but just that tweak in your lifestyle makes a big difference. I'll just bring it back to, last night, Coach Kareem, my steps have gone down, admittedly. I've been done with the program now for about 3 weeks, but I've still always achieved more than 10,000 steps. And in my mind, I didn't want to go back. And so even last night, I was looking, I had a busy week, I was traveling, and my average steps were not going to be at 10,000. And so I was at a get together with some friends, and after dinner, I said, hey, let's go for a walk, because in my mind, I knew I'm not going to end the week with less than a 10,000 step average per day. And I didn't want to come home at 11 o'clock at night and start walking, right?
Yeah.
So, it's just become part of my lifestyle, which I think is the key, because you talk about, can this be sustained? You go through the program, you have that accountability. That's great. But what's going to happen after the 7 months is done? And that's really how I like to look at it, as the start of my journey. Not when I started in March, but really when the program has ended. And where am I going from here?
Absolutely. So you basically changed your standards when you said, like, I need to hit those 10K steps. It's like you feel like it's itching, so to speak. I need to do it. It's a standard. And this is what most people don't grasp when we talk about mindset. So you're obese, for the guys who are watching, or maybe you're overweight. because you allowed that to happen and you're happy to see it every day and you're not moving or maybe making any changes. Again, I'm not saying that it's you're doing it on purpose or intentionally. It's just like it's happening and you just like experience it every day. Of course, if you don't change your mindset and how you think and your standards, basically, you're going to achieve the same results. Okay, because there is no new motive, so to speak. So this was really good, Mubin. Thank you for sharing your experience. Let's talk about the results you've gotten working with us in the past 7 months. Of course, by the way, Mubin has finished or maybe the program 3 weeks ago. So could you tell us how much kilograms did you lose working with us?
I can't tell you how many kilograms I've lost, but I can tell you how many pounds I've lost.
Go ahead.
So I have lost, I think based on the program, let's see, I lost 37.5 pounds under the program. And we created a stretch target of 40 pounds, but I knew that was a stretch, even though we were going for it at the end. And I just couldn't get there. But alhamdulillah, I've lost 37.5 pounds under the program in 7 months.
Without any like detoxes, cutting out like curries and...
No, I mean, I will say it's definitely, the FDLM program is not like other programs. It's not, you only stick to this type of food, that you have to eliminate that type of food. It's not like that. That said, though, I did make some changes. For example, in all my road trips, all the time I would stop, and travel through airports. It was easy for me to pick up, a can of soda and a bag of Twizzlers or candy, go on the airplane and you're sitting, you're not doing anything. And, you're,
storing
up
energy.
on emails. Yeah. Watching a movie or something and eating your bag of Twizzlers and drinking soda. And then of course the airline hostess comes by with unhealthy snacks, a bag of chips or peanuts. And, so I have not, since I started the program, which is really amazing for me. I have not bought a bag of candy in the 7.5 months since the program started. That was a big change for me. And again, it was small.
Did like voluntarily. I haven't asked you. I haven't given you any orders.
No, you have never asked me to eliminate anything. The only thing that you have asked me, though, I will say is, and that's part of the program, through sending you pictures, is you did give me a lot of grief about the amount of nuts I ate.
Nuts, yeah.
It was, in my mind, and this is what the coaching program to me is all about, is that, yes, others that are maybe watching this would be like, yeah, but nuts it's a healthy fat, right? Whether it's pistachios, almonds, whatever. I would eat cashews as well. It's a healthy fat. But what comes after healthy is fat. And that's really what you sort of ingrained in me, is that, listen, you're trying to lose fat. You're trying to reduce your weight and become healthier. And so if you really love nuts, reduce the quantity. It's not eliminate it, but reduce the quantity. And
too expensive in terms of calories.
It's too expensive. That's right. If you do that, then you're going to have to make adjustments throughout the rest of the day. And I still remember one of my pictures. It was like a bowl of nuts and other grains or carbs, and you're just like, what is that? So I am happy to say that, with your help, I am down to what I thought was probably impossible. And I never told you this, but I sort of laughed when you gave me that loop feedback, and you're like, Mubin, only like 5 almonds, not even a handful, like 5 almonds. And I would laugh. I'm like, who's going to eat 5 almonds? Like, what's the point? But today, and it's just quite amusing to me. I eat nuts, but I only eat 5 almonds a day. But I still eat my 5 almonds a day. There's probably not a day I go by without eating almonds.
Amazing. I'm happy, to be honest with you, like to see the differences between day one and now. You carry on, bro. Carry on.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, and it's interesting because even, of course, the family has observed the changes in me and physically, right, in my appearance. And they would ask, because we would be getting together and, if there was lasagna, which is a lot of heavy, noodles and carbs and pasta sauce and cheese, but I would eat some of that. Or if we were having a get together and, there was biryani served, I would eat biryani and I wouldn't, I never stopped eating. I was just more conscious. And this is the whole point of that food taqwa, concept in the program. I became more conscious of the food that I took in. To your point, if it was too expensive, if I used up all of what I enjoy early, then I can't do anything later in the day. And so it was becoming more conscious of what you ate, how much of it you ate, and really the frequency of eating it. And I think that was the change, because I still eat everything other than, like I said, candy, and I've reduced my nut intake, but otherwise I really do. I eat everything, and I've cut things back. With the kids, I've got 4 kids, alhamdulillah. They all love to go and eat ice cream, and we used to go a lot more often, and it's been healthy for them. I mean, of course, we still go out and eat ice cream, but it's less frequent. And if I take them, usually I'm taking now, a spoon of each of their ice creams instead of having my own dish. So I still enjoy, because I love it, but I enjoy it in a different way. And I think that's part of the program. That's part of what the program instills in you, is how do you still enjoy the things and go on about your life, but you make adjustments and you make tweaks. And those adjustments and tweaks, I believe, are sustainable long-term, and what's going to allow me to start this journey and continue and be successful.
Amazing. So what would you say to people who are watching this video and maybe wondering, or maybe sitting on the fence, especially busy fathers like yourself, or CEOs? We specialize in helping like busy fathers, and they're wondering, they're not sure if this might work for them. What would you say to them?
You have the time. You have the time. It's just tweaking what you do. My mind was pretty made up, Coach Kareem, that I just couldn't see how I would have the time to do some of the things that you guys were asking me to do. And it wasn't anything significant. It was be more active, move more. And you have the time to do it. You just need to tweak how you make the time for it. We talked a lot about steps, and I will tell you, over the last 7 months, the people that I work with, people that are on my team, they are used to now, instead of, and we do have to have some meetings at a desk because we're looking at spreadsheets or looking at, analyzing data or whatever it is. But more often than not, I'm able to take those meetings, whether it's one-on-one meetings, whether it's catch-up calls, whatever it might be. And I'll tell them, hey, do you need me to be in front of a screen or not? And if they don't, I'll say, I'll call you in 5 minutes. And I put my shoes on, I go outside, and next thing I know, I not only finish that call, but I make another call. And by the time I come home, I've walked 2.5 or 3 miles. That's a big difference, right? And that's equivalent to about 5,000 or 6,000 steps that I would never have gotten in that hour had I just been sitting at my desk. And so I would encourage everyone that you have the time, you just have to do something different with it in terms of being active and moving, because you can still achieve what it is that you're saying. I don't have time to do all those things because I have to do my work. I have to achieve these things. I have to meet certain deadlines. You can still achieve those things and just be moving. And if by chance you don't have the time, I think I mentioned to you somewhere in the program, I never used to travel with gym shoes. I never traveled with gym shoes. And it became so ingrained in me, and I became so conscious of how many steps I would have in a day that I started traveling with my gym shoes. And after dinners, people would go out for coffee, they'd go out for drinks, whatever they were doing. And, instead for me, I would now go back to the hotel, put on my gym shoes and get on a treadmill and get some more steps in. And so I would encourage everybody that, you have the time to be more active. And while it sounds like, oh, well, I'll just do that on my own, the system and the accountability and the discipline of having to do it every day and then reporting back in through the logs from the app, how many steps did you do this week? How many steps did you do last week? Is really impactful. And I think the other thing too is, for people that are on the fence, that are considering, should I do it? Should I not do it? It's really not a major lifestyle change. It's tweaking the things in your life that allow you to get healthier. And I mean, I can't encourage people enough to take the leap of faith. I know it's an investment, but I think based on the clientele that probably you guys are pursuing, the investment is really not that much for the gains. It really isn't. And hopefully these habits are here to stick for the long haul, and it'll make a big difference. Coach Kareem, I would add, for anyone that's watching, I coach my older son's basketball team. And they're active sixth graders, they're high energy, ready to go, ready to do the drills. And of course, I used to have my whistle, and I would tell them to do this drill, tell them to do that drill, blow my whistle. And now I blow my whistle and I lead the drills. I mean, it's just something that's different. If we're taking laps around the gym, I'm leading the group of kids on laps. And I hope that the kids loved me before, but they love it even more now because they're trying to beat Coach Mubin, if we're doing drills, suicide drills, going to half court and back, running backwards and going all the way down the court and running backwards, I'm running with them and their goal is to beat me. And I just never would have done that. And so I encourage everybody to really take the leap of faith to do it, because those small tweaks allow you to be more active, allow you to feel better, allow you to, mashallah, I think a lot of your potential clients are very successful people, but this gives you even a boost of confidence in another area that maybe is what they needed to continue climbing, to continue achieving some of their aspirations in their careers, in their personal lives. And I really think it can make a difference.
I would like to thank you, Mubin. It's been a real pleasure to talk to you today. I think you've shared lots of insights, and people who would watch this video are gonna benefit from it. So do you have anything to add so that we can finish?
Alhamdulillah, I think this is all a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what you and Coach Adam are doing. A lot of people might look at it as it's a business and you guys are trying to make money, and you guys should be running a business and try to make money. But just like we talked a little bit earlier about your intention, I think that both of your intentions to help dads, busy executives, Muslim men be healthier, be more physically fit, is a really, really great cause. And I thank both of you, Coach Adam and yourself, for persuading me to go on this, to start this journey. It really has been a lot of fun along the way. And one of the things that you guys ask every week is, hey, what did you notice from the last week? Did you receive any compliments? Did anybody notice anything? And this is without exaggeration. I think since probably early May, so maybe 6-8 weeks in the program, every single week, people would say something to me. Every week. So it wasn't every week that I'd have a major weight loss, but your body started to transform. And that's encouraging. Getting the feedback loops from you is encouraging. Being part of a group chat where everybody is trying to make progress in this space is encouraging. And then, of course, getting the encouragement from, you know, the family and your friends that are close to you, even the kids. You know, both my boys definitely noticed the change in me, and it's encouraging. And so I think it's a really good cause, business aside. I think it's a really good cause. And actually, I was hesitant to even do an interview with you. As you know, I was saying, I'm not sure I want to do this. But ultimately, if I believe in the cause, and I think you guys are doing something that's really good for the ummah, for the community in general, I wanted to be a part of that as well. If I can get, you know, a handful of people off the fence and come on this program and be healthier, then I thought I should be part of that as well. So thank you for giving me the opportunity.
No problem.
Thank you to both you and Coach Adam, and I wish you guys all the best in the future.
You're welcome. Thanks, Mubin.
All right. Thanks, Coach.